Hey guys, my name's Daniel. I'm back with another video. If you don't know me, I went from a 430 to a 710 on the GMAT just in December after 7 attempts. So I've been making a few videos to help you guys out, and I've been recently getting a whole heap of questions on how to balance timing and your preparation time with across quant and verbal, particularly for those people who are studying using Target Test Prep's platform. So I'm going to talk about that in this video. So quant topics will seem more demanding due to the sheer volume of the topics. There's roughly 20 or so quant topics, give or take. Verbal, to non-native English speakers, verbal can seem like an insurmountable feat to sort of improve, but it's not. You just need to dedicate the right amount of time. And verbal to native English speakers can seem as if, you know, you can let it go by and sort of do it at the last minute with minimal effort, which is completely false. You need to invest, I'll invest a lot more time in verbal actually, because verbal improvements glean greater overall GMAT score improvements than quant. So I think a perfect quant score of 51 is roughly 88th percentile, whereas, you know, a less than perfect verbal score, so what I scored was a V41, for example, that was 94th percentile, which is crazy. So jumping into what I want to talk about, how to balance your time across quant and verbal, my suggestion is to take an objectives-based approach. Now, this video will dive into the screen, but before I do that, I'm going to talk through what I mean by objectives-based approach. So you need to get your head around how the GMAT is constructed, and the sooner you realize that it's actually a game of topics, the faster you'll actually start to improve, and your brain will soon gamify your approach. Now, when I say a game of topics, I mean you've got quant and verbal, and within quant you've got a bunch of topics, say 20 or so topics. Within verbal, you've got 3 subcomponents: critical reasoning, SC, and RC. Within either of those subcomponents, you've got a whole bunch of topics. Now, logically, you have 2 broad objectives across each topic. The first is you have to go through and understand the content. You do this untimed, you go through properly, you take notes, you understand it the first time. The second objective is you have to achieve certain accuracies across questions. Now, the questions will be split into sub 600, 600, and then 700, which are obviously the most difficult questions. So how do you know whether to move on from the content to, say, sub 600? You have certain success criteria metrics in place. Now, I've gone and defined those success criteria for you to save time, and I've set reasonable thresholds of what I think. If you're using Target Test Prep, then you'll know what the success criteria is, because it's essentially follow the platform, progress through the module, cover the content, and after you've gone through and you've taken notes to the active review sheets that are given, you then achieve specific target accuracies across your medium, easy, medium, and hard tests. The target accuracies will be given within the platform. I think easy, for example, is 90%, so you obviously achieve that across your tests, and that's your success criteria. So let's dive onto the screen. Alright guys, this is my 7th or 8th take. Apologies for the background noise. It's absolutely melting temperatures here in Australia, and I've only got a fan, so I'm sweating like a pig right now, to be honest. This is going to be your template. These are the objectives. I've put it together for you. I'll make it publicly available, so use this as your tracker. It's got every topic in here. This isn't up for debate. It's all encapsulating, and you'll use this as your tracker. Now, I said before that you're going to take a topic by topic approach. The key aims are that you cover the content, and that you cover you hit certain accuracies in questions, okay, in that order. Now, that's your success criteria, okay, and thus your objectives. as I've noted here, objective 1 to 4. So at a higher level, let's talk through the aims. Aim 1 is to complete 2 topics per week for quant. Obviously, the bigger topics will take you a bit longer. Number properties and geometry are the biggest topics in the whole course, in the whole of the GMAT, sorry. So, you know, they might take you a week themselves each. When I say complete, I mean you've done the content and the tests, or the streaks. If you use Target Test Prep, which I highly encourage you to use, because it makes your life a whole lot easier, then you just have to focus on getting the accuracy in the actual tests. Sentence correction, 1 to 2 topics. CR, 1 topic per week. CR is harder, in my opinion, it's harder to improve than RC. RC is just an assessment of your comprehension, but what you have to do is you have to read every day. Now, aim to do 1 passage, an official passage, every day, and max out at 4 passages per day if you're really weak at RC, okay? Let's come here. Let's assume it's a Monday. It's actually a Saturday, but let's assume for all intents and purposes it's a Monday. I'm starting off my GMAT journey. Wake up at 6 a.m. because I'm a keen young guy, and you know, that's just what we do. And I come here and say, alright, I'm going to sit down for an hour, do 1 Pomodoro, and study for an hour and see how far I get. I know the effectiveness of the Pomodoro technique, and I know that if I study any more than that, or even an hour is pushing it, but I know that if I study any more than that, then my efficiency is going to fall to shit. So I'm just going to stop and take a break after the hour. So I come here, I go off and use Target Test Prep. I miraculously, I get 75% of the way through the content. So I just leave it in orange. I haven't ticked off that objective yet. I go off, let's just say I finish the Pomodoro. I'm now having a break, make myself coffee, do whatever. Come back, it's 10 past 7 now. I'm ready to do my next Pomodoro. I sit down, start studying. What do I do? Do I do quant? No, I do not do quant. I come here and I do verbal. That's the secret. You augment. You do quant, verbal, repeat that pattern. You don't do back-to-back quant, okay? By doing quant and then doing verbal study sessions, not only will you be more on top of your game collectively, like you'll cumulatively be better at everything as opposed to being strong on one topic, but you'll also get a lot more done, and you'll also find that you're just going to be stronger in everything. So do both quant and do quant and then verbal. Oh yeah, and sorry, you'll also find, sorry, my brain's a bit fried from this heat and the number of takes I've done on this video. You'll also find that you're not going to burn out as quicker. So when I was studying back-to-back quant sessions, especially in the 700 level, man, like I was so fried mentally. Like 4 hours in on a Saturday, I would almost be incomprehensible. Like I'd need to meditate to refresh my brain, or I'd need to take a nap just to keep going. Like that's how hard this gets. This is pretty hard. Like it's not easy. I've done the CA as well, and yeah, GMAT's a bitch. It really is. Anyway, so you come and do verbal objectives. Let's just say you get part way through on SV agreement, subject verb agreement. Then you come back here and you start to work on quant again. Alright, let's just say I tick it off, I get it done. I'll put today's date because it's a Saturday or whatever. Sorry, it's still Monday morning. Let's just leave it. Let's just assume today is Monday. Timestamp it, tick it off. I go and do I have another break after I do that. I have another break. I come back and I'm ready to get back into verbal. So I can either continue working on SC or I can go to CR. It doesn't really matter. What does matter is knowing that, knowing how much time I have left in the day to study and knowing whether that's adequate enough to actually cover reading comp. Because you have to do this daily, okay? That's why I suggest to eat in the morning so you can get it out of the way. So come back and do 1 to 2 passages or 3 or whatever. Start off by just lightly study. Do 1 to 2. Record them in streaks and or alternative measures. But just aim to do 1 to 2 untimed, okay? So in the beginning, you don't really need to worry about the topics, but I did because I found that I was significantly weaker in these 2 topics than I was in these 2. I was actually quite strong in science, just because, I don't know, I did chemistry and I like science, so, and I work in business, right? So I enjoy reading these 2. So that'll happen to you as well. But anyway, say you get to the end of the day and this is where you're at. You're at halfway done on these 2, and you finished one thing. So what you'll find is that by the end of the week, you'll eventually hit your aim. So 2 topics, 1 topic, and let's just say you do 1 topic for here as well. Oh, you get the idea. Right, there we go. And with this, it's just you have to keep practicing. But let's just assume you cover the streaks for this. You cover the streaks for the easy business questions, business type passages. All right. So then, by the end of the next week, you're ready to go into the next 2 topics. All right. It's as simple as that. It really is. So guys, I hopefully that was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any feedback. I assume a lot of you will have some questions. Have a go at using that template, download it and incorporate it around where you're at in your own prep. Don't go to the nth degree in planning. Seriously, don't. Like, I have a lot of students who have been messaging me and sending me, snapshots of their metrics. It's nice to see all these analytics, but at the end of the day, they mean jack shit, to be honest. So just keep working hard and progress through the stuff. Once you get to a point where you're scoring, say, 600 to 650 or so, and you're trying to tweak your performance to go to a 700, that's where things get a bit more difficult. I'll do a different video on that. For the time being, that's the end of the video, and I actually just want to do a quick shout out to Jesse Whelan, who's a Sydney-based tutor. He's starting, and who's someone who actually helped me. He helped me quite a lot, actually, in going from a 650 to a 710. He introduced me to the lateness system. He introduced me to a very customized, bespoke way of adjusting my prep. He's just starting a bunch of classes here in Sydney, and I wish I had access to that, but I don't. He is offering it to a select few people. I'll put the link to the form that you need to fill out to go through and sign up. If you're Sydney based, I highly recommend getting in contact with Jesse. He's a Harvard Business School graduate as well, so he's gone through the ranks. He knows what he's talking about. Secondly, if you have any questions about target test prep, or you want to look into it a bit more, email me and I'll see if I can help you out. I really don't speak about things unless I genuinely think they're helpful, and the guys, Scott, Jeff, Marty, they really helped me so much in the last 2 years, and their platform is game changing. Like, I really can't speak enough about it. Like, if I had my time again, I would just do that, and I'd save so much time. It's ludicrous. Nothing really compares to that just now. So stay tuned. All right, more videos to come. Thank you.